Good evening and welcome to the Neighborhood Center. My name is Vicki Anderson. I'm Executive Director of the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, and I'd like to welcome you all to our show this evening. I won't have a guest this evening, but I will next week. But I would like to let you know about a number of things that are going on at the Neighborhood Center that we're doing in conjunction with a few other not-for-profits. And one of the things that we're doing, it's tax time. And at the Neighborhood Center, we partner with TVCCA and AARP. And in this way, we can bring to you an opportunity to have your taxes done for free. If you make $52,000 a year or under, you can have your taxes done for free at the Neighborhood Center. All you need to do is call 860-425-6597. Leave your name and slowly say your telephone number. Don't run through it because then it often gets lost. So please say your telephone number very slow and clearly, and somebody from TVCCA will call you back and schedule you for an appointment. And we also have AARP, and those appointments are taken at the Neighborhood Center. So please call 860-599-3285, extension 13, and you'll be speaking with Kim Buck, and she'll be making appointments for that. And both of these will allow you the opportunity to have your taxes done for free. If they are complicated taxes, there's something missing, we may not be able to do them, but if you bring everything to your appointment, they'll go through it very thoroughly and then let you know what is needed, what's missing, and where you could go to have your taxes done, that another place that would be able to efficiently handle it if either of these two agencies can't, and they're located at the Neighborhood Center to do these. We've recently joined in a partnership with the Stonington Free Library, which is really a unique and wonderful collaboration. Representatives from the Stonington Free Library come over twice a month, and it'll be ongoing. They've just started it. They'll be here on Wednesday, February 8th from 10 a.m. to 11:30. And these will be librarians working with volunteers who volunteer at the library. And you'll be able to get a library card if you've never had one before and would like one, or you need yours renewed. It'll happen right on the spot. And you'll also be able to take out books. Books will be brought in on a rolling cart. Each week that they come, there'll be brand new selection of books available. And there's also Kindles that are available. And the library staff are anxious to teach people how to use them. If you would like to borrow a Kindle and take it home and just try using it, you can do that as well. So this is for seniors in the community to come to the Granado Senior Center at the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center and check it out. So it's for anybody in North Stonington, Westerly, or Stonington. And we've had a very good success rate so far. We've had 9 people the very first day we did this sign up and take out a library card. So it's fun, and it's been successful. We are also, for seniors, offering a bus trip. Many senior centers do this. The Neighborhood Center is part Human Services, part Senior Center. We're having a bus trip for seniors on Tuesday, March 7th. It's called Celtic Crossings. Great food, great entertainment at Chef Joseph in Agawam, Massachusetts. The cost of the bus trip, round trip, is $87. And if you have any questions about this trip, please call Barbara at 860-599-3285, and Barbara's extension is 15. We have other things that are going on as well. We have our senior buses, which are always going around the community, picking up people and taking them to places that they need to go. whether it's dialysis, a doctor's appointment, to the grocery store, other places of life's necessity and for fun. They bring people to the neighborhood center for activities. So if you would like to find out about that, if you need to, you need to find another way to get to places. Maybe you shouldn't be driving anymore and you know it, or maybe somebody suggested it to you. Think about it and give the neighborhood center a call, because we do have a no-cost transportation system. It's very user-friendly, is one term to call it. So call 860-599-3285. You can speak to myself, Vicki Anderson, at extension 14, or Barbara at extension 15. Coming up at the end of this month is a very big fundraiser for our human services part of our program. And that's, it has a number of different names. It's been called Cabin Fever Chowder Fest, and just Chowder Fest, and a charity chowder cook-off. And it will be held at Old Mystic Village on Saturday, February 25th from 12 noon until 5 p.m. And what happens is 15 to 18 of our area's best restaurants who make incredible chowder donate their chowder to this event. And they set up in one of the, each will set up in a different store at Old Mystic Village, and the merchants are so wonderful to open their doors to let somebody come in and set up a table and their chowder. And for the most part, PNC volunteers will be ladling the chowder, and it's $1 a 3-ounce taste. And over the years, this will be our 14th year doing this. Over the years, we've raised upwards of $15,000. And what this money goes toward is purchasing food for the emergency food pantry. And I can't begin to tell you how much it's needed, how much we rely on this fundraiser to help us keep our food pantry supplies at the level that they should be for meat, protein, calcium products, that sort of thing. So we love working with the village. The merchants are warm and welcoming. The restaurants, we can't speak highly of enough. We go to them throughout the year, so it's great fun to say, hey, would you like to be in the Chowder Fest? And so 15 to 18 will be there. You'll see publicity about this event throughout the rest of the month, but we truly hope you'll come visit. There are always activities on the green for children, and it's free. It's open to the public. You just come and enjoy the free activities on the green and enjoy some chowder, $1 a 3-ounce taste. So the whole community is invited. I'd also like to mention, maybe some of you have read in the paper that I'll be leaving my position at the neighborhood center the end of June 30th, 2017, and I have been at this wonderful place for 15 years, and it's with a great deal of angst that I've come to this decision that I would like to focus more on seniors and aging and policy for older people. And so in order to do that, I need some additional schooling. And so I've decided that I need to leave the PNC in order to do this. And this is the hard thing, because I love where I work. I love the people. I love whom we help. I love who we work with, our staff and volunteers. It's truly one of the best places I've ever encountered. So I just wanted to let you all know that, and to hear it from me as well directly. And speaking of older Americans, we receive a number of publications, and one of them is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And this particular report speaks on the economic status of older Americans, and that's one of the things that I'm very interested in. Is there a decline in the level of living that people are going to experience, where maybe 5 or 10 years ago, a person could leave their job, retire, so to speak, and have a comfortable living. Is that still the case? And what we're finding is there have been some bits of legislation that have occurred that does make it more difficult for people, but as long as we all learn about the different parts of the legislation that have changed, for instance, under Social Security, file and suspend is no longer in existence, and this made it easier for some married couples to retire, for one of the people to retire. So there's been certain legislation that has happened like that. I would like to also concentrate on, there have been a number of situations that we've encountered at the neighborhood center that have opened my eyes to the situation that there is financial abuse of older people, physical abuse of older people, even sexual abuse of older people. So if there's a way to concentrate on that and put some laws in place or strengthen some laws that are already there, I hope to be a part of that. For older Americans in 2012, just 4 years ago, or actually 3, we're not too far into 2017 yet, participation of older women in the labor force has increased significantly over the past 40 years, and that's not really a surprise. In 1963, 29% of women aged 62 to 64 worked outside of the home. In 2011, that increased from 29 to 45%. One of the situations that people are going to be facing as they downsize from their home is the increase in housing problems. There is a shortage of housing for older people. We want to downsize, many people want to downsize, be on one floor, have it be more manageable, much less square footage, as when they had children at home or multiple generations at home, and maybe they're living alone, living with their spouse, they want much less square footage to take care of. But the most significant issue by far is housing cost burden, which has been steadily increasing over time. And by 2009, this is already just 6 years ago, we'll say, the proportion of older people with high housing cost burden reached 40%, and that's significantly higher now. We could easily say 50, we could easily say 60. I will go with 50% at this point, not having other statistics in front of me. For multi-generational households, crowded housing has also become fairly prevalent. So what types of housing should we be building here in Connecticut? Should it be large and small, on the ground? Should it be like apartments? What do seniors want? So there will be, I think, increasingly more forums addressing this topic, and an opportunity for the builders in our area to address a need. There's also the merger of L&M Hospital with Yale New Haven, and this presents all of us with a need to become more knowledgeable about what that means with regards to our health insurance, and this will especially affect older people. So there'll be a number of great topics we can bring up in the coming weeks. I hope to have some physicians from our area, nurses from our area, a builder or two who would like to come on who has had some experience in building housing for older people, and some people who would like to come on and tell us exactly what they think is needed for our community. There are a lot of people who have asked to be part of a group to talk about all kinds of things that affect older people. So we'll be bringing those topics to you as well in the weeks ahead. So I thank you for tuning in, and it's great to be back, and I hope to see you next week on the Neighborhood Center.